Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of Your 4x4. Now we've got some fantastic four-wheel drive touring for you today, and we're also heading to one of my favourite destinations, Danny.
That's right, we're heading into Broome today, Simon. It's only 200 kilometres away, but we haven't travelled the Cape Leveque road yet. We did that backtrack, and I hear it's pretty corrugated, so it's going to be a little bit slow.
All right, we've got a great episode. I'm Simon Christie.
And I'm Danny Sparks Cousins.
And let's continue our Kimberley adventure as we head south towards Broome.
Your 4x4 is partnered by the Holden Colorado 7, Light Force Performance Lighting, Brown Davis Automotive, Kmart 4-wheel drive accessories, ARB 4x4 accessories, Piranha Off-Road products, Berrima Diesel, HEMA Maps and Cooper tyres.
Cape Leveque was fantastic. We had a great camp last night. I think the rolling waves and that accommodation is just sensational at Cape Leveque, isn't it?
Just sort of puts you into lull you into a relaxed, remote mood, really, doesn't it?
It does, it really does. I'm David from Kmart 4-wheel drive.
Hi, I'm Andrew from DP Chip.
What a great day.
Another one, David.
Piranha here, locked and loaded and ready to go, Bob.
We got up this morning and packed the cars up and the kids, and off we headed again.
Hi, I'm Natasha from HEMA Maps.
Hi, I'm Matt from ARB. Well, Natasha, I was quite sad to leave Cape Leveque this morning. It's one of my favourite places in the country. Actually, it's my second visit there, and I reckon we could have spent a week there. Did you enjoy it?
I absolutely loved it because you can see the sun set in the same place, and you go wake up in the morning and you can see sunrise and be on the same place.
Great part of the world.
Hello, I'm Sean O'Donnell from Light Force Australia.
Hi, Alan Johnson here from Piranha Off-Road Products.
What a day, Alan. We've left Cape Leveque, one of the most picturesque parts of Australia, and we've headed off down on the highway to Broome.
We did probably 5Ks of the real Cape Leveque Broome Road.
Yeah.
And it is amazing because it goes from this beautiful black top down to this actual tiny little small, very deep graded, real red dusty road.
And as we said, it would actually be unbelievable in the wet season because it would just channel water straight down through it. And look, it was corrugated.
G'day guys, Cameron Brown from Brown Davis Automotive.
And Jeff Newey from Cooper Tyres.
The road coming from Cape Leveque, and we all talk about these corrugations. I reckon that one's probably the pinnacle of corrugation.
I know we dropped tyre pressures again to make it a bit more comfortable.
It starts to hit home what you need to expect out here. And the difference is, you wouldn't get to Cape Leveque in a two-wheel drive of any sort.
Not at all.
All best intentions set up for the day, but we got down the road and all of a sudden, what could we see in the distance with this huge smoke front?
The fire crew up here.
We saw smoke ahead and we assumed it was burning off, but then, sure enough, there were roadblocks across that main road that goes from Cape Leveque down to Broome.
The road's closed due to fire, so we're doing a U-turn and we're going back the same way we came in the other day.
Okay, well, we're going to go back to Beagle Bay and just get a bit of fuel if that's the case.
Again, Michael, again. Road is closed due to fire, we're doing a U-turn and we're going back in the same way we came the other day, over.
We were very lucky that we had Natasha here from HEMA Maps with all the latest navigation equipment, and we were able to take a great back route that followed similar lines to where we went the other day.
That means what we need, we're going to follow the track which we just done, and then we'll follow down.
Yep.
Yeah, we're confirming on every map.
Yep, confirming 3 maps.
What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, look, I think we've got to get there and actually have a look at the start of the track.
And the conditions. And
The conditions of the track.
Yeah.
I remember that turn off.
Yeah.
I remember the track going off.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I know on one of these tracks there was a sign saying private property, no
That's
access.
exactly right.
So we'll need to check that.
But probably what we need to do is we need to say, okay, I'll put in the white point where we want to check, and I'll just put that as a white point, and then we'll just name it turn.
What were you using, Natasha, to sort of help us through that area? Was it the navigator or maps? Or?
I was using actually everything we had in the car. Normally, like when you're traveling, you have to have a map, printed map, and we've been navigating by HS7. But we used one app, which is four-wheel drive app, and Explorer app, zoomed towards the terrain and saw where actually we are on the track. Then that allowed us to find safe track, which put us out of fire.
We were lucky enough we were able to go back down the track, the old original track that we came up on from Derby.
This is where preparation becomes so important, Alan.
Absolutely, yes. Having the right amount of fuel, having good maps and navigational stuff so as you can figure out what to do. We could see where the track went, the direction of the fire was blowing, where the wind was blowing, meant that we weren't really taking any huge risks. We checked with the fireys and everything was done quite properly. Having said that, if you didn't know what you were doing, you'd probably be better off just to head back to Cape Leveque and sit it out there until the road was open again.
We're actually not on holiday as much as we'd like to think that we're sort of out here relaxing and all that sort of stuff, but we've got deadlines to meet. I mean, we had to be in Broome tonight. We've got guys actually flying out tonight, guys flying in tomorrow, so it was imperative that we had to be here. I mean, if we were on holiday, I would have just turned around, gone to somewhere like Beagle Bay and sat there for another 2 days and just relaxed and enjoyed the magnificent area.
I was very surprised at how quickly we managed to move through that terrain today. I think it was a combination of one of the forward vehicles to do a bit of a scouting mission down some of those very remote tracks just to make sure they were open and we weren't going to be confronted with lock gates and things like that, and very diligent marking of the corners. There are just tracks everywhere up on the Dampier Peninsula, and they change from year to year depending on conditions, fires that have been through, and it's very critical when you are travelling in a large group that every time you turn or there's a Y section in the road that you mark it. And throughout this whole trip across the Kimberley, not once have we lost anyone.
Well, this week the entry comes from Deborah O'Neill, who has written, "I love my 200 series 4x4 because it gets me in and out of trouble."
Thanks for sending in that email. You've won yourself a HEMA Explorer app and a Piranha recovery bag. All entries go in the running for a Brown Davis long-range fuel tank, a pair of Lightforce Venom 50-watt HID driving lamps, and an RFI antenna pack, including an antenna, stubby holder, cap and water bottle. Plus, all fans are eligible for the big Cooper Tyres giveaway valued at up to $1,800. Check the YOUR4x4 website for full details. Now, who doesn't want more power? And I bet that most of you with diesels have your hands in the air. DP Chip is not a snack food, it's the real deal, and simply modifies the engine fuel injection parameters to increase performance to a measurable difference of up to 35% more power and torque and up to 10% better economy. DP Chip, the only diesel power chip with a 5-year warranty, 24/7 tech support and user adjustability. For more information on DP Chip Diesel Power, call 02 4877 1022 or visit dpchip.com.
Who has a range of SUVs that you can grow with?
When we were younger, we thought everyone was on our side. Then we grew a little and romanticized the time I saw flowers in your hair. 'Cause it takes a boy to live, it takes a man to pretend he was there.
Think SUV. Think Holden.
Sometimes the front runners lead from behind, and when it comes to protecting your rear, Kmart are world leaders in rear end protection and tow bar combinations. The just released Prado 150 is no exception, with a bar that is designed to follow the car's lines and work with your sensors and factory camera. For the best in rear end protection, trust Kmart. It's a statement, not just an accessory, for the toughest of 4x4 trips. For more info, go to kmart.com.au.
Hi, my name is Matt from ARB Alice Springs, and I've been piloting the Toyota Hilux on the last few days of this trip. It's a really well set up vehicle. It's actually my company car that I drive around Alice Springs, so as you'd expect, it's absolutely chock-a-block with all the good equipment. Basically a rolling ARB catalogue, so starting from the front, we've got a full Old Man Emu suspension system on the vehicle, which is lifted at around about 40 or 50 millimetres. We've got the ARB smooth canopy, on top of which is a roof rack holding our rooftop tent and our awning. We've got an Outback Solutions modular drawer system in the rear, which houses all of our camping gear and recovery equipment. On top of that is sitting an ARB 60-litre fridge freezer mounted on an MSA drop slide. We've got the ARB rear step tow bar as well, so as you can tell, the vehicle is incredibly well equipped. We've also got the Long Ranger tank from out-of-town four-wheel drive in New South Wales. Having all of this equipment has meant that it's been an absolute breeze to do the trip. We're really well equipped. We've been able to carry absolutely everything we need, probably more than we strictly speaking need. The kind of terrain we've been covering doesn't require things like the double lockers that are also sitting in the vehicle, but having those gives you a lot of peace of mind knowing that whatever you encounter, whether it's the standard terrain you're meant to be travelling or whether it's an unexpected situation, you can deal with it. It's performed absolutely faultlessly. It's been an incredibly comfortable ride. The Old Man Emu suspension has meant it's been able to soak up all of the bumps and lumps and corners and ups and downs that's been thrown at us, and some of the roads we've been driving on, especially here into Pernalulu, have been very up and down, very windy, and really taxing on what would be taxing on factory suspension, but for a good aftermarket suspension system like the Old Man Emu, it just takes it all in its stride. The other benefit of having all this equipment means that you can actually use them for some slightly unexpected tasks. The ARB twin compressor we've got on board, which is hidden in behind the drawer system, actually has a 4-litre air tank attached to it. So the person who was actually driving before me, Matt Frost, my boss, he was using it with an air duster to clean out his camera equipment. So normally you would expect a compressor to be used just for pumping up tyres. In the case of our twin compressor, it can be used for some remote area air tool use as well, but being able to dust out air filters, being able to clean out the cabin, being able to clean out camera equipment or other sensitive electronics of dust is just one of those extra things you can use an otherwise very, very useful piece of equipment for. Having a well-sorted roof rack system and the drawer system gives you lots of different storage options, so particularly since the Hilux has been used to carry some gear from other vehicles as we've switched around and changed drivers and changed the way the vehicles are loaded up just to get them better balanced, we've been able to move things around between the back of the vehicle and between the roof. One thing you want to particularly do with roof racks is trying to keep the bulky but light items up there and keep your heavier but denser items in the back of the vehicle. Having storage options in a vehicle is great because it gives you several different ways that you can set it up. On the ARB Hilux, we've got a roof rack over the cabin of the vehicle, and we've also got a modular drawer system in the back. It gives us a huge amount of space we can use to carry all of our gear. It also means, and particularly for somebody like me who likes to know where everything is, being able to organise things and know that there's a place for everything and it sits there nicely, and on bad roads, corrugated roads, things can move. Knowing you've got things securely stored that can't rattle around the back of the vehicle is fantastic. It also helps you look after your gear because eventually you're going to need it to look after you, and you want to make sure that when it gets to the other end it's in the best possible condition. So just throwing everything in the back of the wagon or in the back of the ute is not great storage technique. It's not particularly safe. It's not great for the equipment. It makes life harder for you. It makes your life more difficult when you get to the other end to find what you want. It's not necessarily going to be in good working order, so being able to set things up neatly, securely and with organisation means that when you get to the end of the journey it's nice and easy to set up and you can enjoy the beautiful surrounds of a place like this. Overall, it's a fantastically well set up vehicle. I mean, we're seeing, particularly as an ARB store manager, I get to see a lot of different vehicle combinations come through. Dual cab utes have been fantastically popular over the last 5 to 10 years. There's lots of different ways you can set them up. Anybody who's got a vehicle like a Hilux or any other dual cab ute, there are ways you can set it up that will suit your particular needs, but this particular setup that I've got here, brilliant.
Our expert question this week comes from Cole Gleeson, and Cole wants to know, I've just fitted a winch to my vehicle and was told I need a damper. What do they do and do they work? Well, Cole, yes, they do work. Let's check in with the experts at ARB to find out the background.
Hi, I'm David Brickhill from ARB. Well, Cole, an excellent question. Do dampeners work? Absolutely they do. They're an essential part of recovery when using a winch. Basically, they're designed to lay your winch cable in through the centre here, fold that over, and then this will hang over the top of your winch cable. Now, the beauty of one of these is the fact is if Especially with cable in times gone by, if a cable breaks, it will drop the cable completely to the ground. So you won't get a slingshot effect and therefore taking out or whipping people if there's anybody around in the immediate area. You often see us on the show talking about clear winching, and that's what we're talking about, moving away from the winch cable. We're always using winch cable dampeners. Nowadays, a lot of people are starting to use a synthetic rope. What synthetic rope is designed to do is the minute it snaps, is drop to the ground. Using a winch cable dampener is also the fact it shows people where that cable's going. So a lot of the ropes are sometimes black, sometimes they're not a bright colour so you can't see them. So even though you're using a cable or you're using a synthetic rope, it's still always absolutely advisable to use a winch cable dampener. Beauty is, A, you can see where that cable's nice and taut across a track. People know that you're winching. People understand that something's going on. It's nice and bright. That's why the ARB ones are nice and orange. So even in the dark, you can still see what's going on. So absolutely one of the most essential items when winching, absolutely imperative for safety. The other things too is sometimes when we're doing multiple winchings, you might only have one winch dampener. So if you've only got one winch dampener and you might have cables coming back because you're coming through a block, you can also use a jumper, a jacket, a newspaper, something that's heavy that's going to drop the cable straight to the ground and prevent any injuries. So Colin, the short answer to your question is yes, they absolutely work and it's imperative that you must have one. They're a fantastic safety device to enjoy four-wheel driving out in our great outdoors.
For sending in that question, you've won yourself a DP Chip merchandise pack including a chippy doll, pen, keyring, cap and stubby holder, as well as an ARB prize pack featuring socks, a toaster and a cooler bag. All Ask an Expert entries go into the series draw for an ARB twin motor compressor, a Kmart $1,000 gift voucher for Osbar or Kmart products, and a 12-volt Travel Buddy oven for hot food on the go. Plus, all of our lucky viewers are eligible to enter the huge draw for $1,800 worth of Cooper tyres. Check the YOUR4X4 website for full details.
ARB, Australia's largest manufacturer and distributor of 4x4 accessories, has everything you need for your next off-road adventure. From bull bars and suspension to recovery gear and lights, we've got four-wheel drives of all shapes and sizes covered. Whether you're heading off to bitumen for a weekend getaway or preparing for that epic round Australia trip, enjoy a safer, more comfortable journey with ARB. To order a copy of our free catalogue, visit our website or give us a call.
Got a tough 4x4 tourer and enjoy hitting the tracks? Odds are you'll need some serious underguard protection and a heavy-duty long-range tank. Brown Davis Automotive offer aluminised steel underguard protection plates and long-range tanks for most popular makes and models. They're designed and developed right here in Australia and have been tested to the extreme right across this great country. Remember Brown Davis Automotive. It's a trusted and family-owned Aussie business and proud manufacturers of high-end tanks, underguards and more.
Warning, beware of imitation lights. Only Lightforce Performance Lighting guarantees Australian made, no leaking or melting, quality output and 3-year warranty. Unlike their imitators, Lightforce lights feature peerless construction, leak-proof seals, impact-proof lenses and filters, vibration and fracture-resistant mounts and housing, and stainless steel fittings, outshining and outlasting their impersonators in every way. Often imitated, never replicated. Visit lightforce.com for the full range of authentic Lightforce lights.
30-second kitchen, a kitchen in 30 seconds. Fridge slide first. Fridge slide's got 130 kilo tracks in it, so it's nice and tough. Remove the R-clip, don't lose it. Drop the pin, leg locker, kitchen out. Lock kitchen down here, retrieve the R-clip, lock on here, R-clip in. Leg here, pull them together, stove, billy. How good's that, guys? Couldn't ask for quicker.
Our first entry for the week is this nice looking 80 series. This photo was taken during a trip through the Flinders Ranges. Next is this 200 series Land Cruiser, 4 days old and out flexing it up at Muttonbird Beach. Now this is a great action shot. The Prado is well set up and does plenty of family trips. This shot was snapped in the Brindabella National Park. Still totally stock, this Cherokee was on its first test run off-road near Breadbow in New South Wales. And our last entry is this LTZ Colorado. This was the maiden voyage to Jim Jim Falls at Kakadu National Park.
If you've just seen a photo of your rig and you're the first person to email Danny at your4x4.com.au, you've won yourself a Light Force stubby holder and tack torch, as well as a Brown Davis tub seal kit. All photos go into the running for a DP chip plug and go pedal chip, a HEMA HN7 GPS navigator, a Piranha DBE 140 dual battery controller, and a Piranha digital dual battery monitor. And don't forget, for your chance to win $1,800 worth of 4x4 rubber, check the Your4x4 website for details.
And of course back on the road and on the Broome. And look, the main arterial roads are just fantastic. There's not a lot of roadworks around, which has obviously been done in the past because, I mean, the roads are just fantastic, aren't they?
So we're driving down the road from Cape Leveque towards Broome and there's a wildlife sighting.
Yes, there was. We had a call on the radio from a certain person that there was a pack of dingoes.
Yeah, that's right. We've got the cameras to the ready and there's a pack of wild dingoes around the car.
Yes. So as we approached the wild dingoes, there we saw Simon with a pack of, looked like very friendly domestic dogs with very waggly tails.
That's right. The community dogs had got out onto the highway and they were just as pleased as could be to see us. Yes. And they're wagging their tails and looking for something to eat and are quite domesticated.
And I'll tell you what, they weren't scared of the traffic, so the flora and fauna out here is pretty spectacular, even including the domestic dogs. We've been in this iconic bush setting for so many days now, and you turn up in a place like this and there's a McDonald's, and I thought, yeah, okay, fair enough. You know, I didn't expect that, but it was. Then you drive down through this really well-developed car park with layers and like little steps down and terraces down, and you drive onto this magnificent, pristine beach.
One of the great things about Cable Beach, when we pulled in, we saw the camels, we saw the build-up of people, and yes. I think that's why they've brought in sort of a 15k speed limit down here.
Yes.
Because, I mean, we've come down a bit further now. It is a bit more secluded. We've got our own little area where we are now. But back when you pull down onto the beach...
Oh, traffic, camels, kids...
Everything.
And you don't want to be hitting any of those.
Nude old men. Last thing you want to do is clean up a nude old man.
Definitely not.
Look, Cable Beach, I've never been here before. I did not realise how vast and how long the beach goes for and how wide the beach head is from the dunes to the waterfront, but it's just absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
It's sort of deceiving. All of a sudden through this, beautiful, al fresco dining and everything area, before you know it, you're down on the beach and here we go.
And what I can see, it goes from there to up there, and guys, that's as far as the eye can see. Like, that's the horizon up there, and that's the horizon over there. So it's enormous.
It's soft, powdery, beautiful texture, but to drive on, it's it's a bit tricky.
Bit tricky.
Cam, I noticed coming down on the beach today, a few of us didn't drop our tyre pressures because it is fairly hard packed. But unfortunately, the top part here is fairly soft, and as you found out, a little bit of a struggle at times.
We didn't drop any tyre pressures, so we came in, and I mean, we were thinking, what are we going to do, 10, 15k on the beach?
Well, it's a 15k limit, so you can't get that momentum to keep going.
So we thought, no, we'll come down, we won't lower the tyres because we're back straight on the bitumen straight away after we get off here. So we hadn't done anything. But definitely what you're starting to notice, you start to see the difference of what it really makes.
Yeah, the difference it makes. Lengthening that footprint makes all the difference over something like this.
Definitely.
Yep, does the word pristine come into play again?
Oh, I tell you, it's overused, but yes, I think so.
No rubbish bins, do not keep on the dunes, don't revegetating, no horrible things to tell you where not to go, just common sense.
What's interesting to me is there's no bugs. There's no flies, there's no mosquitoes.
But look, we've got this awesome sunset in the background, beautiful waves out there. This is absolutely heaven. This is the best part of Broome that I can see so far.
Well, Andrew, Danny's disappeared. Had to take one of the camera guys to get a plane.
Got to get on a flight.
Simon, what I say, mate? Professionalism just goes out the window sometimes. I mean, we're here, we're filming. The guys behind the camera are working their backsides off. I don't know about you, but I think it's time for us to go for a beer. Let's knock the camera crew off and enjoy ourselves.
And let's make a run for it.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Danny Spark Cousins.
And I'm Simon Christie. And we're here today to say goodbye to you from Cape Leveque. No, we're not even Cape Leveque, we're at Broome.
Look, he's doing a selfie, see?
He's doing a selfie.